Hi there, my name's James Birt. I'm the Managing Director here at Naylor Powell Estate Agents, and this is my colleague Marc Fox, who is our Head of Property Management. Over the last few weeks, we've been collecting questions in from landlords and clients of ours in response to the Renters' Rights Bill, which is due for its second reading in the near future. Will a landlord still be able to sell their property and give notice to the tenant to pay for something like care homes?
Yes. Our understanding so far of the rules is that the landlord will still be allowed to sell the property with the tenants in situ. The grounds for it will be changing. The landlord will need to provide evidence of the sale going through, as well as the extension in the notice period being extended from 2 months to 4 months. Will the government be introducing a tenant's right to buy if they've lived at the property over a set period of time?
No, we don't believe they will. This has been talked about in previous years, but it is not in this current bill. Can I specify who rents my property, such as professionals only?
The bill will prohibit a ban excluding families, children and people in receipt of benefits. The government's aim with this is to end discrimination within the private rented sector.
I think it's important to also add that it doesn't really matter what any person's situation is, they are still going to have to pass our referencing checks. So not only do they have to have a good credit score, but they also have employment references, landlord references and other checks that we have carried out on tenants. So they will need to pass that, and if they don't, then we will still be well within our rights to be able to decline them from a tenancy. Can I still request no pets?
All tenants will be allowed to request a pet, subject to conditions and terms of any head leases, i.e. blocks of apartments. The landlord cannot unreasonably refuse the request. We are still awaiting further clarity on whether the tenants will need to provide pet insurance during their tenancy. My mortgage offer states that I cannot have tenants who are on benefits. Can I still request this restriction?
No, you won't be able to. That would be discrimination under the new bill. That won't be a restriction that we can have. But you still remember that any potential tenant still needs to go through the normal referencing checks and credit checks. So that will be what we use. How often and by how much can I increase the rent by?
The rent reviews are completed annually. That will not change from what it already is. The rent increases will be to fair market value.
So what percentage can you increase it by?
You can increase the rent by any percent, providing it is still at fair market value. Will I be limited on how much rent I can market my property for?
No, you're not limited with how much you can market it for. Obviously, the market will find its own level, so it's important that you ask a reasonable asking price. However, what you will not be able to do is, if there's huge interest in the property with a number of parties interested, you won't be able to accept an offer above your asking price. There's concerns that this could mean that the asking prices will become higher to try and eliminate that, and we'll see what the market does. But yeah, you will be still be able to offer your property at a fair market price. You've just got to be very, very careful that you don't go over your asking price. Can you give a brief summary on how this whole bill will affect your average tenant?
So the biggest change within the bill is the abolishing of the Section 21 notice. The aim of this is to give tenants more security in their homes. Alongside this, the bill will be removing an assured short-hold tenancy, and all tenancies will be periodic, month to month, from the first month. To stop a tenant moving in for a month and then vacating after that month, they will be extending the tenant's notice period to 2 months.
What we wanted to say to all of our landlords is that there are changes coming with the Writers' Rent Bill. There will be some unusual situations that we will need to research and possibly come back to you. But whatever the changes are and whenever they happen, our job is to ensure that your property and your tenancy are always compliant. And we've been doing this for many years and will continue to do it. We'll guide you through the changes that may affect you at certain times. But generally, it's the process that's going to be changing rather than the general principle of things.
The bill went for its second reading on the 9th of October. It's now sent to the Public Bill Committee, who will scrutinise the bill line by line, and the expected report to the House will be the 28th of November 2024.
If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with any member of the team. As more information comes out, we will communicate this to you as soon as we can. Thank you very much for listening.